Yes, thank you to the board for the opportunity to respond, and we'll respond more fully after the board meets in executive session. At this point, I'll state some things that I think may be obvious to everyone, but at the risk of doing so, that we consider, Range Resources considers this board to be fair and impartial, that in any...
Okay, I'm going to ask the audience to refrain from calling out comments from cheers and catcalls. Everybody will have an opportunity to speak at some point in time, and you'll be given the same courtesies that all of the parties who are now speaking should be given. So if you could refrain from commenting, I appreciate it until you have the chance.
Thank you. In any proceeding, in any position as this board sits, and as some of us who've sat as arbitrators and in other capacities, we are asked to check our personal interests at the door, and that is an opportunity that we all have, and that is done routinely by this board. It considers matters for which it has knowledge. It may have preconceived notions, but anyone sitting as a judge or as a board considering an issue has that ability to be fair and impartial. Certainly, the Ethics Act does not require recusal. And in fact, we have carefully researched all advisory opinions, and there are none that cover a situation that would require recusal in a situation such as this. And in fact, there are express provisions that allow that when a board and the members of that board are otherwise members of a group or a subgroup that is equally affected by an issue, whether or not there is a direct or indirect pecuniary interest is irrelevant, and they are all members similarly situated, not obliged to recuse. Beyond that, just two other quick points. One is that it is certainly at a minimum disappointing that the township would take this opportunity without any prior notice to provide these motions to this board. This notice of challenge was filed 2 months ago on August 16th and did include, for the record, as the board knows, and as I believe the township knows, did include leases with that notice of challenge, so that the township is incorrect in that position. But again, this is a matter that has received considerable attention. The township could certainly not claim surprise or inability to have addressed these issues earlier, and has chosen this opportunity for purposes I think we'll understand later to raise these issues. Thank you.
I think it would also be appropriate to just let the record reflect, and we'll accept into evidence. There was a document emailed to me by Mr. Kamarowski, and I understand also emailed to Mr. Kamen, I believe on Monday of this week. It is entitled Bench Memorandum Regarding Disqualification of Zoning Hearing Board Members. And I believe it's a document being presented by Mr. Kamarowski to address the potential request to have board members either recuse themselves or to be disqualified. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
And we similarly, again, notwithstanding that these motions were formally presented this evening for the first time, again, this is a matter that's received considerable attention, and so some of these issues were identified by some of the public officials who are representatives of the township. So in anticipation of some of these attempts, without having received formal notice, we also have a bench brief and memorandum on the zoning issue that we would like to present to the board at this time.
Thank you.
I would just add, and I know we don't want to have back and forth, but if you look at the application, there are no leases attached. There are memorandums of lease attached and printouts from the county website, recorder's office. Second of all, the appropriate place to present motions is within the confines of a judicial hearing or quasi-judicial hearing, which is what this is. I would note that we were emailed the motion that was requested, or that was referenced by you on Monday. We have had no conversation with Range, as we believe everything is to be done here in public before the audience and before this board. So We stand by our presenting of the motions. We will have more motions to present and offers, but again, we would ask for a ruling on the first issue that we raised, which is competency of the board, because we believe that that's a threshold issue that must be dealt with at this time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We're going to have a brief, as I said, executive session, and I can advise the members of the zoning hearing board of what I understand the law is on these various areas. Okay, we'll go off the record.